What's up everybody, Cursing Mushroom here, and welcome back to another This Week at Bungie video. You guys know that I try not to put out any This Week at Bungies if they're really not that important, and I usually scale it depending on, like, it's just talking about random mumbo jumbo that doesn't have any relevance in reality, just kind of like filler information. But this week it was really good. Now yesterday they did release the development roadmap update as of April 11th, and it shows Season 3 and Season 4 with some interesting things. I did not want to put a video out on it yesterday because I felt like that they were going to do some stuff about it today and talk a little bit more about it, and I didn't want to get ahead of myself and have to make two videos that were pretty much close to the same thing. So hopefully, guys, you're okay with that. Now, let's just kind of get into it. They've got some really interesting things going on. It does specify that the DLC is going to be released on May 8th, and then April 24th, they're going to do like a video on it, a live stream most likely, and show us more things to come. So that's only 12 days away from now, so a little less than 2 weeks. I'm really excited for that. So let's talk about what's actually happening. So they're saying here that pretty much what I just said, that this is the roadmap. I'm going to go ahead and maximize this so we can see it a little better. So Season 2 here, where we're on now, and this is the 1.1.4, the Go Fast update. Season 3, 1.20, May 8th, is the Warmind. That is the next update. Now, it shows here seasonal Crucible rankings, which is nice. Private matches, which is a lot of people have been waiting for, and it'll be helpful for me because I'll be able to show you guys some weapons on how they do in PvP, which will be really sweet. We've got Vault Space increase, which is nice. It's only 50 slots, I believe. They've got the multi-emote wheel, which honestly, I don't care, to be fair. It's kind of a way of life thing, I guess you could say. There's exotic weapon masterworks. I'm really excited to see that. Seasonal vendor progression, which is really good. Exotic weapon sandbox changes, which is fantastic. Heroic strike modifiers, another good thing. And Nightfall challenge cards. So there's a bunch of really good things coming on May 8th for the DLC. I mean, a lot of really great way of life and just awesome changes to the game. So I hope you guys, if you're watching this video and you don't currently play, I really wish you would come back on May 8th, if anything, and try it out and see if you like what they've done, because there's a bunch of good things up to this point that they've done, and it's in a great place, in my opinion. In the summer, we're looking at a new seasonal event. Now, guys, I want you to comment down below and let me know, what do you think the new seasonal event will be? Is there a holiday in the summertime that they could maybe do, like 4th of July or something? I don't know. That's an American thing, but you never know. They've got faction rally improvements, bounties, PC clan chat, and exotic armor sandbox changes. So in terms of summer, I'm really looking at that exotic armor sandbox changes, but it is one of those features that is not guaranteed for summer. Also, I really am curious about the seasonal event, and honestly, bounties and faction rally improvements, that's really cool. That's some good things that we need back in Destiny 2. I like the bounty system in Destiny 1. I'm not so against the challenges, but I think there needs to be bounties as well. Maybe go hunt down these enemies in this location and get a special reward, or maybe a special mod or something crazy, you know. And then Season 4 in September, we're looking at gear collection records, weapon slot changes, and weapon randomization, and more yet to be revealed. So I'm thinking there's going to be the DLC, obviously, the big expansion, kind of like the Taken King. And then the weapon slot changes and weapon randomization, that worries me. The weapon randomization is one of those things that I really enjoy it, but it's catch-22. In PvP, let's say there's this one weapon that's really good, and you happen to get this god roll, and I happen to never get that god roll because I've grind and grind and grind. I just don't have that luck or whatever it may be. And it makes it where they've instantly got a better advantage than me, no matter how much I play. I mean, there was Destiny 1, I played thousands of hours, and there was weapons that I still didn't have god rolls on, and I would lose battles because they had that roll, and it's only because of their luck, not because of their skill. You know, I would get them down to one shot, but they would have already killed me or whatever it was. And then weapon slot changes, I really like that for PvE, so you can feel powerful. But PvP, I don't like one-shot kill stuff. I don't care what anybody says. To me, that is not, it's not good because you're not playing off a skill. It's just random nonsense. If I just ran around the whole map with a shotgun the whole time, it would be at an unfair advantage for the other people. And the same for, you know, them if they were running around with a shotgun the whole time, it would be at an unfair advantage. Sniper, not as much because it takes a lot more skill in my opinion. But stuff like shotguns and fusions, you can literally just run up on somebody and shoot them really quickly and game over. You know, it's a quick time to kill. Especially shotgun. You just run up on them, boom, and they're dead. That's all there is to it. And I don't want to have to stand in the back of the map. So let me know what y'all guys think about that. I mean, like I said, I'm okay with all that stuff for PvE. PvP, it needs to be dialed back a little bit, in my opinion, to keep it close to where it is now. I would take a little more in terms of PvP now, but I'm really enjoying the way it is at the moment, to be fair. So I'm also going to leave a link in the description to get to this, guys. They have a 1920 by 1080 and a 4K resolution. This is for your desktop for the Warmind. Good looking wallpaper. I just put mine on. But they've got some other interesting things here, guys, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, so ultimate power. One thing we're changing up at the beginning of Season 3 is how your power level will affect the enemies you face. As you tackle a new campaign and start taking on activities above your current power level, you may find that the villains you face put up more of a fight. Pretty much saying that if you're not where you need to be, you're going to start getting more penalized for it, which I really think that's a big deal. You shouldn't be able to take on dudes that are better than you, and dudes that are less than you should be able to destroy them. And so Tomo goes in to talk about it a little bit. So he's saying pretty much in Season 3 when it launches, this is going to be something that's happening. The main goals from this tuning pass are to provide a more challenging experience for players when they take on higher leveled activities. This should make power progression acquisition more meaningful, reinforce and reward the energy type matching gameplay, and provide opportunities for our master PvEers to demonstrate their powers at a highest level, or prowess as they said, but I said powers, man. So how are you going to tackle this is our question to them. And what they're saying is, Tomo, he says, we're going to change our outgoing player damage scaling versus higher level combatants to be steeper, make them more difficult, similar to Destiny. As a higher result, higher level combatants will take longer to kill than they currently do, but if you're at or above their level, you can still melt them like you love, pretty much come to love, but I say love because that's the way we like it. So you're not going to lose the factor that you can just melt the dudes when you're better than them in terms of power, but if you are underpowered, you're going to notice it more dramatically, which is such a fun thing because sometimes me and my friends in Destiny, we just drop our gear levels and just see what we could do, and it was awful. Dregs would melee you and kill you with one hit. It was fantastic. So extend our outgoing and incoming damage scaling from capping at 40 power level delta to a 50 power level delta. Currently in Destiny 2, our scaling only affects the difficulty of combatants up to 40 power levels above the player before plateauing. So pretty much they're saying is that you are an enemy that's 40 power levels above you. Once it's 40 power levels above you, it's not going to get any meaner after that. But they're changing it to 50 so that way that when they're 50 powers levels above you really feel it now, and that you will be able to show, how good you really are if you can take on those enemies. And then when combatants are 50 power levels or higher above the player, they'll be immune and display a question mark on their nameplate. OG Guardians will probably remember the first time they stumbled across the hive in the depths of the comms room. Absolutely. Going down there and being like, what is going on here? And just getting beat up over and over again and saying, you know what? I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to get through it. And you do, and it makes you feel accomplished. And then changing combatant energy shields to fulfill the following. Matching energy element damage to shields is most effective. So if you're using solar and they have a solar, you're going to do roughly 3 times damage plus the current shield detonation. So you're going to do that shield detonation when you break the shield, but you're also going to do 3 times more damage, which is fantastic. You're going to melt that shield. So that's really cool. And then followed by non-matching energy is roughly 2 times damage. So you're still going to do good damage if you're not using the same energy weapon in terms of solar, void, or arc, but you will, get that great damage buff, just not as much as if you were matching. And then kinetic damage won't have any bonus damage multipliers. Of course it shouldn't. And then to further incentivize the matching game, the 3 times multiplier for matching damage types is not affected by the damage scaling of higher level combatants until the combatants display the question marks on the nameplates. So what's happening is if they're 40 power levels above you, you'll still get that 3 times damage multiplier. But if you get to that point where it's showing the question marks, which are maybe 50, I'm not sure, then you'll not do 3 times damage, which is good because then you'll know that your energy weapons have a place and it'll help you kind of kill those dudes that are really kicking your butt. if they've got overshields. And then the previous change also allows us to bring back match game as an additional prestige nightfall modifier for extra points and bragging rights. When the modifier is enabled, all non-matching damage to energy shields is reduced to 10%. So make sure your fire team is coordinating appropriately. The current plan is for match game to launch along with the rest of the difficult changes. They want to see what we're made of, and let's show them, Guardians. This is going to be a great opportunity for us to do some fantastic things. I'm really excited about that. The whole match game, thank God it's a choice because I don't really care for it because I like using what I like using. And, you know, I prefer the whole overall burn thing. Like everybody use Void, everybody use Arc, everybody use Solar, than to have to like constantly juggle with people on shooting one enemy. It's boring to me, but that's just me. There's too much cluster going on when we're just trying to kill dudes at high difficulty. But that's okay. It's a choice. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel about it. So they're also doing some stuff, some donation stuffs for some great causes. And I'm just kind of going to scroll through here really slowly. You can also click the link below if you want to see this stuff, if you want to go to it and donate. Bungie's always doing some great things to benefit the community, and I applaud them for that. You get some pretty cool prizes too. Apparently they're giving away prizes if you donate a lot of money, which is cool. I applaud them for that. But guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Don't forget in the comments below, let me know how you feel about the roadmap and everything else that we've just talked about, energy weapons and such. But guys, it's been great. It's been wonderful. I hope you have a great afternoon, morning, day, or night, wherever you may be. Cursing Mushroom out. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my video. And don't forget, you can always click the link down below to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more Destiny 2 content.